Did everybody have a good flight or drive-in? Yeah? See the thumbs up, that's good. Awesome. I don't have too much to say, so I hope you guys have questions. Anybody want to go for it? Is there a mic for you guys or a place for you to, oh, back there, right there, okay. And there's one there too, okay. Well, I'm gonna start by telling you that I came here from LA, so not that far. I had a 6 a.m. flight yesterday, which is just not right. I think I woke up at 3:45 in the morning to get to it. That's like, why bother going to sleep, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't do well if I don't sleep at least an hour or two, though. All right, that's pretty boring. So do you have questions? I can go through like my daily routine. Yeah, okay. Oh, you have a question? Okay, great. Oh, okay, just somebody hanging out. There's a question there? Oh, they're there. You don't have to, we can just chill.
Oh, they're coming.
I'll start asking you questions soon.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
From a viewer's point of view, it appears there's quite a bit of blue screen going on in the V set. How much is real set and how much is not?
In the V world, all of it is green screen. There is absolutely no real set. I have a desk.
You have to dance now.
I just realized, this is so rude of me, but I just realized that I forgot to do something. And since you guys need some time to warm up, I'm gonna...
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's all green screen. Every set, everything I do in the ship is all green screen, which gets really tiring after hour 9 of being in that big... It's a studio probably the size of this room, and it's 100% like this bright green. And after a few hours of it, you close your eyes and start to see orange. Okay.
So, good guys or bad guys? Which is more fun to play as an actress?
Nice shirt, by the way. I would have to say bad guys are probably more fun to play. It screws with your head a little bit because you have so much fun doing it. You're like, what's wrong with me? And I really love playing this part, and it's begging a lot of questions of why it's so easy for me. But it's fun because you can go further than you would, I think, with a good guy. You have a little more leeway, and you can play with things a little bit more. Okay. Hi.
So far, what has been your favorite scene shooting on V?
My favorite scene shooting on V, between laying a bunch of eggs, eating the head off my mate, slapping my daughter around. You know what it was actually? I think it might have been the hotel scene with Chad Decker, his dream sequence, because I got to both kiss him and strangle him at the same time. It's not every day you get to do that.
That was pretty cool. I like that one.
Yeah.
The big screen, where did you get that from? It seemed there was a lot behind it.
The big screen. Yeah, there was a lot behind it. I was really frustrated. It was actually kind of great how they wrote that character last year because I, as an actor, had to hold so much in and was so, had to be so contained that when I read that scene, I was like, thank God, I get to release everything I've been holding on to for the past 12 episodes. And it was really satisfying as an actor, and it was just one of those days on set where they're like, do you need time? I'm like, no, roll it, let's go. And I was just ready to go,
Okay, if you have a question, you need to get up and come back to the microphones, please, because nobody else can hear you.
But it's so cozy over here.
We have a question over here.
Okay.
Me again, hi. Have you guys started filming season 2 yet? And if you have you met Jane Badler yet?
Yeah, we started shooting season 2 about 3 weeks ago. We're just starting our 3rd episode. And yes, I had my first scene with her last week, and it was a very eerie moment. I had met her, Elizabeth had a party for everybody when we all got up there, because she has the party pad. So we all went up to her house and met everybody, and that's when I first met Jane, which was surreal in itself, but she's the nicest person in the world. I was like, oh, okay, great. And we got on set, and she's wearing something that is a little bit of a throwback to the original series, just in terms of color and, and to see her done with makeup and everything. And we did the scene, very quick little scene where she's sort of revealed to me, and she turned around and looked at me, and I got goosebumps. I was like, oh God, it's her. I remember her from my childhood, totally freaking me out. So it was a really, really awesome thing to be on the same set as her. And she's not playing the same character she was before. It was like a little bit of a throwback because it's obviously the same show. I turned to her and I was like, this must be really surreal for you to be doing the show 25 years later. I think we have more questions, yeah.
So what was the process getting the part? Was it an intense auditioning thing? Did you have to beat out a number of other actresses?
I think I did. I don't know, which is good. As an actor, you never want to know who your competition is. But yes, I had to audition for it. I went in and I read for Scott Peters. I think Steve Perlman, who was the producer, was there, but I can't remember. I was so nervous. And I remember sitting in the waiting room with the casting director, and there was another girl there who was reading the same role unbeknownst to me. And I turned to her and I was like, what part are you reading for? And she looked maybe 14, and she's like, Anna. And I was like, oh no, what? And the casting director was like, oh yeah, you're like the 40th person we're seeing today. And I was like, thanks.
Wow.
You need to know that. So apparently there were a lot of people that I beat out. I don't know who they are, but I'm happy I did. Hi, how are you?
Hey, I just want to say first off, I love the slap scene. That was tremendous.
Thanks.
I wanted to ask you, do you think Laura's character differs compared to from Smallville to V, and why do you think that?
I haven't seen Smallville since like the first couple of seasons, so I haven't seen her on it. Actually, I'm ashamed to say. I'd love to catch up on it, but I haven't had time. But I think she plays Supergirl, right, on Smallville. And I would imagine that's a very different role, I think, than the princess of the V's. I think, she has a lot of humanity on the show, on V, which will be interesting to see how that plays out, given that she's supposed to be a V and cold-blooded. But she can probably answer that question better than I can, I'm sorry. She's a great person.
Hello.
Hi.
On Firefly, you got to do scenes with all the other actors and actresses. On V, you're not really that involved with all the other actresses. Do you ever get to see them on the set?
Yeah, no, it's kind of sad. I'm all alone in my little spaceship. Oh, my big spaceship. I get to see people occasionally. I've started working with Elizabeth a little bit more, which is really nice. Chad comes to visit every once in a while, Scott Wolf. But yeah, I think as far as the group is concerned, I stand alone a bit. It gets lonely up there, but hopefully that'll change. I think they're starting some storylines where, I did start working with Morris Chestnut a little bit more, which was really fun. Let me tell you, that guy is fine looking. I've known him, we've been on the same show together. I've seen him socially, whatever. We were on set together and I was like, just staring at him during my scenes. And I was like, oh, right, I have power. I am the one with power. It's a little hard to dominate Morris Chestnut.
No, I bet
Yeah,
you
sorry, I
can
went
see
off
that.
there.
That's okay.
Couldn't help it.
We are not upset.
We understand.
Yes,
So,
we do.
if Laura Vandervoot were actually here as your daughter, what would you say to her?
Watch it. She's getting a little too big for her britches, that one, as the character. I'm kidding. Yeah, we start to have some very interesting scenes together in the first couple of episodes, and it'll, I guess it remains to be seen whether or not she will go against me or she'll join me.